Hey guys, how's it going? It's Calvin Raab, and I hope you're having an amazing day today. So in this video, I wanted to go over the top 10, in my opinion, jobs for teenagers. I wanted to find jobs that are a couple things. I wanted them to be high paying, I wanted them to look good on a resume, and I wanted them to kind of help you build a foundation for later in life. And I think these 10 do a pretty good job of hitting all three. Some of them hit one more so than the others. So without any further ado, let's get into it. And let's talk about the top 10 jobs for teenagers. And if you're new here, my name is Calvin Raab. I talk a lot about personal finance for teenagers and different things like that. So if you're interested in anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. Coming in at number 1 is a lifeguard, and these aren't in any particular order. So a lifeguard, I think, is one of the best jobs that teenagers can get, and that's for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, it is high paying. Most lifeguard positions that you see are going to be higher paying than minimum wage, and on top of that, higher paying than a lot of the other jobs that are out there and open to teenagers. And another reason I like this is because they're great skills to have. You know, just being a lifeguard, knowing how to perform things like the Heimlich maneuver and what to do when people are drowning and just basic first aid is great to know. And on top of that, it also looks really good on a resume. If you say you were a lifeguard, people know that you are responsible, and because there's a lot of pressure on you when you are a lifeguard. You know, if something does go wrong, you are the person that people are going to turn to, and that's a big responsibility that people later in life looking at your resume like to see. They can tell a lot about you. So becoming a lifeguard, it really isn't that hard. And I know that because I am a certified lifeguard. At least I got my certification. I do need to re-up it now, but it's not too difficult. Now, I did do swim and water polo for a long time, so the swimming portion wasn't hard, but if you train for a little while, work on treading some water, the general kind of physical things that you need to do aren't that hard, and just learning the basic first aid will help you pass the test. So if you're interested in that, there's a bunch of classes and different things that you can take, and all in all, I think this is a great job for teenagers. Coming at number 2 is a website designer. I probably could have said web developer, and I was considering just saying learning computer programming skills here because that's kind of the main reason I have that on this list. So a website designer, you will have to learn how to design websites. You know, that is from the basic framework of probably JavaScript or something along those lines to more formatting within HTML. And although it will take a little while to learn and you won't be paid right away, these are great skills to know because these can lead to very high paying jobs within computer science, you know, after you graduate maybe college or even high school, or a lot of freelancing opportunities. You know, you can start out in web development, learn computer programming, and then it's fairly easy to learn different computer programming languages and break off from there into very high paying jobs. So I really like this, and you can make money from it as a freelancer. You know, everyone wants a website of some sort, or many people do, and you can have freelancing skills that are out there, and hopefully you'll have the time to learn it. And this is just a great one to know, and you can find jobs within this as well. Some people are looking to hire teenagers, but the main thing here is just getting those computer programming skills. Here they'd be specific to, you know, website creation and web development, but just getting those important skills that can help you a lot more later in life. This is a job that is much more prepping you for later and can lead to very high paying jobs later in life. Coming at number 3 is an entrepreneur. Now, this is a very general term, and you may not make a bunch, but I really like what this does for young people as far as getting the mindset ready. And yeah, you shouldn't do it for this reason, but sometimes you can make good money doing it, a lot of money, and it also does look good on a resume. So as far as entrepreneur, what I mean here is just try and start your own business. And it doesn't have to be something grand. It could be something simple, like a mowing business. You go and mow people's lawns, or whatever you're interested in. And this is what I did. I started this YouTube channel and this kind of finance business back when I was a sophomore in high school. So that was a while ago, but that is when I started this. And you won't make a lot of money at first. I didn't make money. I didn't start making money from YouTube or real money at least, till about 3 or 4 years into it. So it does take a while, but it can lead to some really interesting things. And the great thing is, start with something you're passionate about. So the first business that I kind of started, or one of my first one, was I started a social media video website for surfers. I really enjoy surfing, and when I was younger I did it a whole lot more than I do now, and I created a social network for it. Although it didn't really go anywhere, I loved doing it and it was just a lot of fun. So I recommend, following your passions and starting something there. It also looks really cool on resumes and different things like that. So for me, I am doing a lot of job interviews and speaking with a lot of hiring managers, and whenever they look at my resume and they see my YouTube channel, that's always the first question they have, and I always enjoy talking about it, and people find it cool. They just like to see that, you are entrepreneurial, you have that mindset. So I recommend doing this to anyone. It may not pay a bunch, but it's a great thing to do, and even if you don't make any money, just the skills that you learn from working and running your own business will pay really more than a lot of salaries could. Coming at number 4, and this is probably the most typical one, and that is a restaurant worker. So there's a whole lot here, and really almost all my friends have worked in the restaurant industry in one capacity or another. So for me, for instance, I worked at kind of a country club, health club, and I was a server by the pool. So that's how I did my version of a restaurant worker. But there's so many jobs within here, as far as, maybe you want to be in the kitchen, maybe you can be a busser, a host, a waiter, or something like that, and a bunch of different opportunities there. And the reason that so many people do it is a multitude of reasons, really, but there's so many different opportunities. There are more restaurant jobs open than a lot of other ones. So a lot of people are able to get those jobs, and they're looking for teenagers. They're looking people that can work kind of wacky schedules and, are flexible and upbeat and have energy and different things like that. And oftentimes teenagers may fit that mold. And the great thing is, if you stick with one business for a while, sometimes you can learn a lot of business skills doing that as well. I learned a lot about how my health company was run, so that's another great thing. Another great thing is as far as pay. Oftentimes you can make more doing this than you would elsewhere, and that's because although your salary or hourly payment may be low, you can make a lot doing tips and different things like that. And it can be a little bit more hard working of a job. It is a little bit more manual labor, wacky hours, but you can make good money doing this. Coming at number 5 is a tutor, and I think this is a great job for a lot of teenagers, and that's because it really helps with a lot of skills as far as teaching, and you can make good money here, and you can really start this in any way. So oftentimes if you want to be a tutor in something, you can work with a lot of tutoring companies that are out there as far as Chegg, and if you just look up online tutoring, there's a bunch of different companies that you can sign up for. You can also kind of go off on your own and start your own little business, kind of about tutoring, and this can really be in any subject, whatever you're interested in. You could also look into, maybe not so academic tutoring, but into other fields and different things like that. So tutoring may be something that you want to look into. There's a lot of money to be made here, and one of my roommates, or someone I used to room with, was a tutor, and it was cool following him, and he made good money doing it, signing up for different businesses and working with different kids. He worked with a lot of high school kids. He taught chemistry, and he made good money doing that. So a lot of opportunities within tutoring. Coming at number 6, and I added this one because I just know a lot of people that did this, and they seem to make a lot of money, and they also really enjoyed their job. And that was any job that's really golf course related. And I think these are really great jobs. People seem to really enjoy it. I have a lot of friends that did this, and there's a lot of different jobs that are there. You can work as a caddy if you're really into golf, maybe at the concession stands, or kind of more of a business position. There's a lot of different jobs that are there, and people seem to be very upbeat about these jobs, and at least when I talk to them about what they do, they seem to enjoy it. A lot of cool people working at different golf clubs. And another thing that is kind of cool here is a lot of them made good connections. A lot of, because you meet a lot of people that are golfing, and you can sometimes develop relationships with some people, and it has led for a lot of people, to increase their network and can lead to jobs later. So that's just one added bonus. Of course, I can't guarantee it's going to happen to you. I can probably guarantee that you'll at least meet some cool people, but I added this one because there are a lot of golf courses around here in Southern California, and it was a common job, so it may or may not be as common where you certainly live, but it may be something that you want to look into because it is an interesting job. Coming at number 7 is a freelancer, and this one I wanted to add because it is a little bit more general. You can really do anything under this, but a freelancer is basically someone that really is kind of in that gig economy and runs a small little entrepreneurial business about something that they're passionate about or something they're good at. So you have things from freelance artists to freelance writers to freelance, computer programmers. And really what this is taking a skill that you have that is one, rare. You're going to want it pretty rare, then you can make money. And also you want it to be valuable, you know, because other people will pay you for it. So then you can go and sign up with a lot of freelance websites like Fiverr or something like that. And you can go in and you can, you know, say, this is what I do, this is how much I charge, start collecting people's money or collecting people's business and, you know, performing that task for them. And ideally it'd be something that you enjoy doing. That way it isn't too strenuous. And the great thing about this is you can work from home usually. You can also, you know, pick your own hours, you know, take in how much work that you want. And, you know, it can lead to a real, almost full-time income if you are able to grow your business and different things like that. So freelancing is another thing that I recommend. It is a little bit more entrepreneurial of a route, so you're not going to have this guaranteed W-2 or something like that. So that is something to keep in mind, but you can make a lot of money here. Coming at number 8 is babysitter. And this is a great job as well for a multitude of reasons. You can make a lot of money, and just like the lifeguarding job, it looks good on a resume. It shows that you are responsible, you know, that you can care for a kid, because people are entrusting you to keep their kids safe. So that is something that also looks good on a resume, and I did mention you can make good money, and there's a lot of different options out there. A lot of times, people that I know do a lot of babysitting, usually it's just kind of their immediate network, and a lot of people know them, and if that's how you want to go about it, you know, maybe your family knows a lot of people or you know a lot of people, just say, hey, I have this job that I do, and then they can hire you for it. And also, if maybe your network isn't that large, you don't know too many people with young kids, you can sign up for a lot of, you know, babysitter websites and just have a little bio out there and people can hire from there. So there's a lot of options when it comes to babies. Coming in at number 9 is a delivery driver. So this is just someone who maybe works for Postmates or Uber Eats or DoorDash or something like that. Now, here I've heard mixed reviews. Some of my friends really enjoyed it. Some of them didn't enjoy it too much and didn't find that it really made enough, or at least enough that they didn't want to get a different job or something like that. So mixed reviews. It also can do a number on your car as well. But if you do want to really pick your own hours and, you know, have the freedom to work whenever and do what you want, you know, you can listen to music in the car or something like that while making money. So this may be something that maybe you want to tack on to another job if you just want to make a little bit extra money on the weekend or something like that. Then maybe looking into something like this, maybe something you want to try out. You know, no harm, no foul. You can try it and find that you don't like it, then stop. Coming at number 10 is pet-related jobs. And here, this is a catch-all term as well. There's a lot of interesting jobs within there that you may be interested in. So maybe this is like pet sitting or dog walking or something along those lines. There's also more intricate, a little bit harder to get jobs as far as certifications and everything like that, like pet grooming. I know my brother was interested in that and he was looking into that a little bit because you can make a little bit more money there. You will need some certifications and classes and things like that. But if you're into pets and you're really into, you know, just animals in general, then this may be something that you want to look into. And there's a lot of different options here and a lot of money can be made. All right, so those are the 10. I now wanted to add a bonus at the end, and this one could be the best out of all of them. And this one is an internship. And the reason I didn't add it to the list is because for a lot of fields and a lot of interests, you know, there aren't really internships open to maybe high school kids or younger teenagers, although once you get into college, a few more open up. An internship is basically just when you, as a young person still in school, go and work for a company, sometimes for a summer or maybe a quarter or a semester or something like that, and you really get hands-on experience in that company. I had an internship last summer as an accountant at a kind of health-related business, and I learned so much from my accounting internship that I never could have learned in the classroom. So I highly recommend, you know, just keeping an eye on this. Although it may be hard to find, especially if you're younger, if you have a field idea of what you want to go into, just keep your eyes open, or maybe reach out to people within the field and say, hey, are there internship opportunities here? And one thing that you'll find is there are a lot of internships that are unpaid. And although that may be, you know, kind of a downer at first, I wouldn't completely write it off because it's not paid. Sometimes what you're going to learn is so imperative, and the connections you make are so much more important than any salary. And oftentimes, you know, a lot of my friends that have jobs already, you know, guaranteed after they graduate, are from their internship. You conclude your internship and they say, hey, we would love to hire you full-time. Would you be interested after you graduate? And that's how a lot of my friends that do have full-time jobs, or at least the guarantee of one, got it through this. So I would recommend, just learning about it early enough and just keep your eye open for an internship. So that will wrap it up. Those are 10 of the best jobs that I see for teenagers, along with that nice little bonus at the end. So now I want to turn it to you. What are your thoughts? Did one of these interest you? Did I miss one? Is there another job that's great for teenagers that I didn't add here? Well, if so, I would love it if you would hop in the comments below. We can talk about this. This is a very important conversation to have, and I just look forward to talking about all things, teenager businesses, jobs for teenagers in the comments below. So let's talk about it, and I look forward to seeing what your thoughts are on this. But that will wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, my name is Calvin Raab. Thank you so much for sticking through this video. I truly appreciate it. If you found it helpful or interesting, I would love if you would like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, I've got a whole lot more coming about teenagers, teenager finances, so feel free to subscribe as well so you don't miss another video. But that will wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my name is Calvin Raab, and I'll see you soon. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. So I'm going to move to the corner of your screen here. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you are going to see my most recent video. And if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you're going to see a video that YouTube and I each think that you would like. And if you haven't yet, you can hit my face right here and subscribe. As always, my name is Calvin Raab, and I'll see you soon.